Alright, so this is going to be my video on my top 3 endgame sword and shield builds. These are going to be the most common builds that I've seen speedrunners use for sword and shield, and all of these builds I've seen have gotten at least sub 4, and 2 of them I know for a fact have gotten sub 3 minute tempered arc veld kills. So the very first thing I want to talk about for sword and shield is the Ardian weapon. So if I go to here, I just want to show y'all the best way to actually craft an Ardian weapon for sword and shield. So the best combo is going to be same element, all attack. So that's going to give you a base of 287 attack, 5% affinity, and 280 elemental damage. When you craft the weapon and you go to roll the reinforcements, your best bet if you want a speedrunning weapon is going to be 4 attack rolls and 1 sharpness roll, because you have to get the sharpness roll. Honestly, you could even go for the more comfortable option and go 3 attack rolls and 2 sharpness rolls, because you eat through your sharpness so fast with the way that you play these builds. So that's the best way. I can make a video on how to scum save your Ardian weapons, so you never have to waste your rolls on subpar rolls. You never have to waste your materials, I mean. But that is going to be your best option. It's going to end up being high attack, and you obviously want the elements. So if we go over here to these loadouts, I'm going to give you my 3 favorite, or I'm going to give you the 3 best builds that I've found speedrunners to be using currently, or just any sword and shield user. This is going to be the one, this first one is going to be the one that I play the most because it's the most consistent. It's not the best one among speedrunners so far, or currently, but it is the most consistent in my opinion. And I'm going to be using just a regular weapon, as you can see. It's 3 attack, but I rolled... Where are my rolls? I rolled double affinity boost, so that's why I'm at 15, and I rolled double attack, 1 sharpness. Obviously, you would prefer this to be double or 4 things. I just haven't went back and made one yet because it hasn't been that important to me. And I am running it with I'm running double crit on this and a guardian jewel. The iron wall doesn't matter. I just don't have another. I have a plain guardian jewel, but it doesn't matter too much. So this build is basically 2 gore, 2 ebony Odegarin with a arc veld mail. And if we go over to all of my skills here, we're playing 5 crit, 5 weakness exploit, 5 burst, and also max might. And then we're obviously getting the antivirus and the offensive guard. Antivirus for the gore set, and the offensive guard just because of all of the... You're going to be perfect guarding so much that you want the constant attack boost. This is the one that I think is the most comfortable and kind of the most consistent. You're playing an exploiter 2 charm to make sure that you get weakness exploit. It's also, but it's not the best, okay? You don't really need weakness exploit with this build that you're going. So what I think is actually the best build is, I believe, so the second best build that I think is going to be this one. This is the build that I've seen Savage from Team Darkside play the most. And his weapon changes depending on the monster he's fighting, obviously, because you want to pair the element for the monster that you're fighting. But you're playing the Fulgur set. And if you don't know what the Fulgur set does, we go to skill right here. Grants an additional stamina gauge just so that you can, if you mess up a block or something, it just gives you the ability to keep maximum uptime on max might. And that's very important, right? It allows you just a little bit more leeway when playing around maximum might, because maximum might is going to be the most important thing, or not the most important, but the most challenging thing to keep up during this for this build. So if we go into our skills, you see we're not playing a full crit. We're playing only one crit gem for 3 crit. You don't really need it. We are playing dragon up on this one, because I am playing a very large dragon element. Now, the rolls on this weapon aren't great. I don't need this much element damage. I would prefer to have 1 sharpness, 3 attack, 1 element. But I don't have that. I have like an affinity roll and stuff like that. So I would prefer to not have this, but as you can see, we're running ambush. We're running agitator. Now this should be agitator 5. I just don't have the I don't have the challenger charm. So I don't have challenger 2 charm. So as you see, it's agitator 4. I don't if all it needs is a challenger 2 charm, and this will be agitator 5. When you're speed running, you're going to be the monster's going to be angry for the entire time, basically, right? You're doing so much damage to it so quickly, and you're killing it while it's enraged, that you're going to have this buff for the entire time. This is also only running offensive guard 1, because I'm running a dragon 3 offensive guard jewel. Ideally, you would run in a perfect world, perfect setup, you would run a offensive guard 3 jewel with the element of your weapon with just 1. So it would be a guardian dragon jewel. So it would give me 3 offensive guard and 1 dragon attack. I just don't have one, so I'm just making the best for what I have. I'm also running a razor sharpness handicraft jewel, again, just because you eat through so much sharpness with this build, because you're doing just basic attacks with your corrupted mantle, that you can just throw that on. And so this is definitely a different. You're still getting weakness exploit 2, just for, because why not? And you're playing burst 1, but the majority of your damage is coming from your agitator and your maximum might uptime, and also when you get 1 sneak attack, right? The fight is so short that you're getting 1 sneak attack with ambush, and that's going a long way, right? When the fight lasts 2 to 4 minutes, you're getting a lot of value out of this ambush stack right here. So this is the second build. It's pretty basic. Again, this is the build that I've seen Darkside or Savage from Team Darkside run the majority of his runs with, and just with a different weapon. So when he did I believe the Ray Dow fight, he used an ice weapon. When he did the Arkveld fight, he used a dragon element. And again, the optimal rolls on these weapons are going to be 3 attack pieces of the same element, and then you want the rolls to be 4 attack rolls and 1 sharpness roll, and then you want to put on, instead of this dragon guardian jewel like this, you want the guardian dragon jewel, so that you get the 3 offensive guard, but you get the +1 dragon attack. So that's the second build, and then the third build is going to be this one, and so it's going to be very similar. It's going to be very, very similar. We're still playing 2 ebony, 2 gore. Actually, the only difference, so it's very similar to the first one, in that we're playing 2 ebony, 2 gore, because we're going to be playing, high burst for this build. So high burst, high max might, and high agitator, right? That's what this build is going to be doing. It's a little bit different than the last one, but not much, because we're not getting the weakness exploit. We're playing ebony, which is going to work into burst. We're playing gore, which is why we have antivirus, and you're going to be doing a lot of damage. This is the theoretical, or mathematical best build for Sword and Shield. There was a great write-up on Reddit from Sword and Shield Theory Crafters, and this was the build that they came out with. Again, I have a Challenger Charm 1. You need a Challenger Charm 2 to get Agitator level 5. That's the only thing I don't have. on your weapon, the differences that on this weapon is that you would want, again, I only have a Guardian Jewel 3 for this water sword and shield. You would ideally have Guardian Stream Jewel so that you could have so that you could get offensive guard, and then you could get the water attack level 1 for your element on your weapon. Other than that, you want to play the mastery jewel and you for the sharpness, and you want to play the crit jewel just for the just for an extra bit. That's really it. That's pretty simple. They're all fairly similar to how they want to play. They all play exactly the same. They all do the basic chop combo with the corrupted mantle. I can actually show you the combo right now. So what you're gonna do is when you're here, right, you're about to fight the monster, you're gonna put your corrupted mantle on, and I'm gonna show you why the corrupted mantle is so strong with your basic attack. When you hit it, right, with your regular chop, you can see it's hitting twice. It's hitting twice. We don't know if it's a bug or if it's intended, but it's probably intended, but it's hitting twice, right? If I do my lateral chop, it only hits one, right? See how it only hits one? The combo that you want to do, but that first lateral chop is lateral slash is so strong, you want to go lateral slash, and then you want to do the move, the directional chop, and then the second chop. So it looks like this. Right? That's how you do it. And then you're going to be guarding in between. When you don't have the corrupted mantle, that is not the ideal combo. The ideal combo is just the lateral slash into spinning reaper into a fully charged charge chop. You just want to do that on repeat, and obviously while guarding in between. But that's really it. Those are the builds. That's the combo that you want to use with all three of those builds if you're going to build them. And obviously I went over the best way to craft and to get your Ardian weapon for sword and shield, and the best roll to get with some comfort options in there. Other than that, that's really it. If you liked the video, you can like, comment, and subscribe. I'm live every day at twitch.tv/GlitzXO at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Later.